Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental rune reading for the week of June 29th through July 5th. We are officially halfway through the year. In the last week or two, I've done some weekly some half-year check-ins if you want to check those out for each of the elements. But tonight we're doing our rune reading for each of the elements, getting a little idea of what we're walking into this week. So we're going to start with our elemental energy of fire. If you're interested as to why I read for the elements versus the zodiac, it's linked in the description. There's also some other goodies down there, a natal interpretation chart, which is pretty handy if you've never had your charts read. But with that, we'll get started with our fire family. And fire, you're starting off with, still have to check the book, haven't memorized all these yet, the Wunjo rune, which is the rune of joy. Color is yellow, tarot association is strength, and astrology is Leo, so this is really stepping into fire's energy. It's a sign of happiness and harmony between people, a situation changing for the better. So fire, if there's something that's been kind of bothering you, something that you've been worried about, you're not sure exactly how it's going to play out or how it's going to go, this is the sign that it's actually going to go better than what you thought. Or the worry that you've been dealing with currently is no longer playing forward, like you've hit the point where the worry doesn't apply anymore. So that's could be a very good thing for you. Your second rune is the Daygaz rune, which is the rune of the day. Color is light blue. Tarot association is temperance, and astrology is the dark moon. Awakening in clarity, success, prosperity, abundance in life. So fire, you actually have a really good week coming forward. There is some things that are going to be resolved, so you no longer have to worry about that situation, and by doing so, that's going to free you to actually focus on the creation of what it is that you've been searching for. When we talk about the concepts of prosperity and abundance, things like that, we're not talking strictly financial. This could be getting that remodel started, finally getting that garden put in, finally proposing to that person that you've been dating for so long. These are all ways to be prosperous and abundant, and that's the energy that's coming forward for you. Is it's not just one way of looking at this, but everything that's been kind of a little bit of a heavy energy, a little bit of a drag for our fire family, our salamanders out there. This is saying enough's enough. This week we're going to start seeing some things clearing up and seeing some improvement in the situations, and it's actually opening up the door. Excuse me. It's opening up the door for more joyful experiences, prosperity, abundance, fill in the blank, etc. So now let's hop over to our Earth family. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And if I didn't say it, fire was Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So it's been one of those weeks last week. So we're all, I think, finally coming out of it, hopefully. So Earth, your first rune is... wrong page. The Thurazaz rune, which is the rune of the god of strength. Color is bright red. Tarot association is the Emperor, and astrology is Mars. So Earth, you're working with the divine masculine and also with a fair amount of fire energy right off the bat here. It's protection, someone providing help, good news coming forward. So this is really saying that Earth, as you go through this week, you have the feeling that there's something that may not be going as good as it could be for you, but the reality is you're protected from a lot of that stuff. So what the universe is wanting you to hear is be aware of the situation, but also know that you're being divinely guided, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Just keep your head on a swivel and pay attention. But you also have other people stepping in to be like, Earth, this is unnecessary. Let me help sort this for you. Let me help you revel in the strength that you actually carry. And that's where that god of strength energy is, and that Emperor and Mars. You're working with some very powerful fire energy, but you're also tapping into that divine masculine side. And the divine masculine in its pure form is very protective of the people or the things that are underneath. So right now you're very much in a very protected state, which is really, really good for you overall, because it's allowing you to explore and expand. It could be a good time to do some inner work, pay attention to what's going on inside of you, because that's usually a good time when you're fully protected. See what's going on inside. Be aware of the outside world, but that doesn't have to be your focus. So your second, rune is the Isa rune, which is the rune of ice. Color is black. Tarot association is the Hermit, and astrology is the moon. As I said with the last one, it's a good time to look inside, so here we go. This rune denotes some kind of an obstacle, coldness between people, a time to observe, keeping silent, refrain from comment. Really, when we look at how these two runes work together, we're actually looking at a time for our Earth family to step back and observe the world. Don't be obsessed with it. You're being protected with the Thurzaz rune, but it's really saying this is a time for the inner work. This is the time to look within, see what's going on. Is there something that needs to be observed, maybe adjusted internally? Is there a thought pattern that is just stuck and it won't go away? I think we have all had those at some point in our lives. But what is it that is catching your attention? It could be something really good that you just need to put a little more focus on so it'll manifest quicker. But the Isa rune is saying the outside world is not your problem. The Thurzaz rune was definitely saying you're protected, don't worry about what's going on over there, stay focused on what's important. And Isa is saying what's important is actually what's inside of you. So it's time to do a little bit of that hermit energy of stepping away. The moon is here to help you follow your intuition and that divine inner guidance. So really, Earth, this is a good time for you to just do some reflection. Good, bad, indifferent, really doesn't matter. It's really a time for you to look within and see where things are at and see where things are going great. Focus on those, improve those as much as you can. The places that aren't doing so great, well, bring them into the light of day and make them happy. So let's hop over to our air family, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And air, you are starting off with the Iawaz rune, which is the rune of the horse. Color is white. Tarot association is the Lovers. And astrology is Gemini. So air, this is working with water and your own energy. Travel and change, new jobs, new homes, spiritual journeys, movement. So this could be a call for a promotion. It could be a call for something shifting in a positive way in that aspect. There could be the option of a little bit of a journey. I know this week, if you're in America, in the United States, it's 4th of July, so there's going to be a lot of travel. So anyone's traveling, stay safe out there. So there could be some of that going on. But they're also saying this could be a good week to do some meditation work. If you've been considering going to that retreat or going to that meeting that you have somewhere in town, maybe make the appointment. Excuse me. I'm not sure why the runes do this to me. But take the time to really focus on that spiritual journey and get in alignment with that. You also have the energy of the Lovers and Gemini, both of which are two the Geminis are twins, the Lovers are two different people coming together. So you have this energy of two becoming one and unity as well. So air, you have got a really positive vibe going on right now, and it's really saying do the things that bring you joy. If you've been wanting to set up that appointment with that spiritual person, if you've been wanting to go to that meeting, this is the time to do it. So, or at least make the appointment, make the plans, the travel arrangements, whatever. They're saying this is a good week to really start to tap into what is it that's going to help uplift and bring you that joy. Oh, and you have the same rune as our fire family here. We've got the Wunjo as your second rune, which is the rune of joy. Color is yellow. And your tarot association is strength, and astrology is Leo. So you're working with some fire as well. A sign of happiness and harmony, situation changing for the better. So air, I am hearing, before we get too far further, this is all about couples. This is all about connections. This is all about partnerships. Because Iawaz is the Lovers and Gemini, Wunjo is joy and things improving, and happiness between people. So this week, Air, either you're going to be involved in something really getting cool with your personal life, or you could be the facilitator that helps someone else meet up and join, and by extension, that is triggering that joy for you as well. But Air, you are in an amazing energy right now. It's so light, it's so relaxing to be kind of touching that. So focus on that relationship. If you're in a relationship, first and foremost, they're saying they're saying drop the kids off at grandma's house and spend some quality time with your partner. But part two to that is also, this is a good time for family. Like, the two of you have come together and now you've developed a family. So do some things working with that energy as well. Don't worry so much about the work, the job, the thinking, the over analyzing. Allow yourself to have some fun and some relaxation. Air, that's your strength is in your mind, so maybe even doing some games or something that's mentally stimulating for you as well. But really bring the focus back into that core, that family unit, that thing that makes you so joyful and why you do the things you do. If you happen to be single, this could be a week to do some friend hangouts. There's also that opportunity of maybe a relationship kicking up or something along those lines, because it's really focusing on the energy that I'm feeling right now is really focusing on coming together, connecting to becoming one. So it's worth looking at the world through a different perspective this week for our Air family. Let's hop over to our, where to go? Water, which is our Undines. That's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we are starting off our water family with Anzus, the ancestral energy, the god Odin. Color is dark blue. Tarot association is death. It's not always negative. And the astrology is Mercury. It's signifying wisdom, help from someone older. It's magic, psychic powers, intuition, and initiation. So water. You have a very interesting week start off here. It's not saying that it's going to be bad, but you definitely have to let go of some past. There's some things that are swirling around that are just not benefiting you anymore. They're saying that dark blue, this is tapping into the heart of creation, the heart of the ocean, that deep blue that is almost black. But you are at that point able to feel the pulse of basically the water's queen, which is the ocean herself. So when you really get into that state, they're saying this is when you start to understand wisdom. Odin, as one of his archetypes, is the god of wisdom and knowledge. And when you are tapping into this deeper well of who you are, water, it's saying you get to experience that knowledge. And by doing so, there is a form of death that occurs because your death is to ignorance. You're no longer allowed to be in that state. This week is saying there's some shifting going on. Mercury is here to help kind of buffer that and make it a little bit more fluid, because Mercury is a liquid as well. But it's also saying this is where wisdom increases. This is where speed is, in learning especially, grows. So you've got an interesting start to your week, water. Let's see what your second rune is, just to see if we can lighten that hair just a hair bit. But it's definitely saying focus on the inner world and really tap into that inner source of wisdom. And I'm hearing this is going to sit in your heart energy, your heart chakra, but it also could tap down into the earth star chakra, which is 6 to 12 inches below your feet. So those are the areas that I'm feeling very strongly for our water. And water, you also have the Therazaz rune, which is the god of strength. Color is bright red. Tarot association is the Emperor, and astrology is Mars, so divine masculine. And it's interesting because with the Anzus rune, what I kept feeling was very much divine feminine, even though it was the god Odin. This one, on the other hand, is very much divine masculine, so you're getting some of that balance of energies going on. It's protection, providing help, good news coming in. So, water, even though this week has the feeling of it could be a little bit rough, it could be a little heavy, you have the protection to actually explore this. And they're also saying that it's not always bad to pull away and allow the ignorance to die. It's maybe a good thing to allow yourself that expansion of wisdom and knowledge, and allow the ignorance to fade. It's no longer necessary, it no longer serves you. So however that manifests for you, but they're really wanting to bring forward this balance of the energies, because you've got really strong water energy, but you also have really strong fire energy. So this is a union of opposites, a finding of balance. And that's where the god of strength, and with Odin, with wisdom, you are finding the way to walk between worlds this week, water. Is this going to be a comfortable week? I will not say that it's going to be great, but it's not going to be bad either. It's going to be one of those ones where there could be some powerful secrets revealed for you. There could be some very interesting aha moments. Don't worry about what other people think. They might look at it and be like, you just figured that out. That's them. But for you, this is going to show that you have actually started to tap into that well, that heart of the ocean, that deepness that resides within, that allows you to understand more about who you are. So water, this is going to be could be a really intense week for you, but it's also saying that this is going to be a week of discovery and joy. So allow that to be the fulfillment of what you're experiencing. So overall this week, the energy is looking really good. There's a couple of little points where it's calling you to look within, not so much with the outside world, but it's also saying you're protected, everybody. So also with the elemental energies, everybody who's traveling this week for, especially in the United States, for holidays, for fire safety, all of those things, keep your head on a swivel, make sure you're paying attention. Have fun. I am 100% about going out there. I'm a redneck from Idaho. Like, we like to blow things up. So 4th of July is like our holiday. So go out, have fun, be safe. Safety with your traveling, and always seek divine guidance before you leave. That way you know if there's something coming on. At least you're listening to your intuition as you travel. Have fun, stay safe. I will see you guys in the future video.